Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to yet another Mattel Lightyear toy review. If you're new here, my name is Dan Taylor, and today we're going to be checking out in detail the brand new Deluxe mission-equipped Izzy Hawthorne figure as part of Mattel's awesome Lightyear 5-inch scale action figure collection. So just last week, I reviewed the Space Ranger suit Izzy figure that comes with the Amazon exclusive Space Rangers vs. Cyclops Clash Pack. I'd recommend you check out that video as soon as you're done here if you haven't already, because it's a really cool set. But yeah, since this Izzy figure is so similar to that one, I'm going to try to go through this as briskly as possible while still touching on everything you'd want to know. So stay with me, guys. Let's do this. Alright, so the packaging here. I love the open style blister. It has the exact same look as the mission-equipped Buzz Lightyear figure that I also reviewed here not too long ago, which makes sense since this is a continuation of the Deluxe assortment within the 5-inch scale line, so I like that consistency. Essentially, this is kind of like a Deluxe Wave 2, but there's only one figure here as part of it, so really you could hardly call this a wave. On the back here, you know the drill by now. We got some shots of the figure and accessories, plus callouts to the action features like the double trouble grenade lobber with blasting action. She also has laser blade striking action when you squeeze her legs, so that's really cool. And then there's a look at some of the other Lightyear Deluxe figures that I already reviewed, so be sure to hit that card above for my full video if you missed it. And here's the bottom of the box if for some reason someone wants any of the info under here. And that is it for the packaging, everyone. So let's go ahead and get this figure out for a closer hands-on look. So here's the figure out of the package, and again, this looks very similar to the Clash Pack version that I just reviewed. It's the same head sculpt, the body is overall very similar, still no Hawthorne name on the chest, even though this is a deluxe figure, so that was a little disappointing. Really the main differences between this Izzy and the Clash Pack version are this one doesn't have that silver battle damage deco on her arms, legs, and chest. This one is just totally clean, which some of you out there might prefer. Then also this one's legs stand a little further apart compared to the Clash Pack version because of the action feature here, naturally. Lastly, this one I feel improves the look of the neck and how it's connected to the body. Remember the version I reviewed last week? Her neck looked a tad awkwardly long? Well, this one definitely improves that. It's subtle, but I do think it's better. And don't worry, I will be comparing the two a little later in this video, so stay tuned. On the back here, there's nothing new to report at all. Like the other Izzy figure, the hole remains there on the back, which you can insert the laser blade into, which by the way is yet again the exact same laser blade accessory that's been included with so many of these figures. No differences with this one whatsoever. And of course, like all the figures in this line, she's still got the hole on her side, which you can plug the blade into as well, plus any of the other weapon accessories included across this collection. Then as far as her action feature, this is a classic action figure gimmick. Just squeeze her legs together, and her arm will raise for some swiping or striking action. And by the way, this is a slightly different movement when compared to the mission-equipped Buzz action feature, as you'll see when I show them side by side. Now, as far as posability, she's got the typical 12 points of articulation, and I know I've demonstrated that with these figures so many times, and very few of you probably care, but for anyone new here to my reviews, I'll just speed things up and quickly breeze through it all. Head can rotate all the way around. Got some nice arm movement there at the shoulders. Elbows can bend and rotate. Wrists can rotate 360. Full 360 rotation at the waist. And you know what? I will say here, just in case anyone's wondering, the action feature doesn't limit the articulation on the opposite side or the legs at all. The arms can still bend and rotate on this side. Elbow and wrist joints are the same. Both legs can still move forward and backward, still got a nice range there. They can still be posed straight out like this. And lastly, the knees can bend and rotate. We've got some peg holes underneath there for use with vehicles and playsets, and that is really everything here as far as the figure itself, so let's move right along to the other accessories. Her helmet is the exact same one that comes with the Clash Pack Space Ranger Izzy figure, and again, it is a custom size for Izzy specifically, so it won't work with Space Ranger Buzz or Alicia. There we go, pops on the same as always. Then lastly, we have a different version of the double trouble grenade lobber weapon. The Clash Pack Izzy also came with this weapon, as I'm sure you remember from just a week ago, so yes, this does look very familiar, but that one didn't have any gimmick like this one has. So even though they almost have the exact same look, very similar mold, similar paint or lack thereof, the coloring and sculpted details look similar, this one here is a little bigger to accommodate the launching missiles and does have some overall slight differences, as you can see here in this comparison. We got this deluxe firing missile version there on the left, and then the more basic Clash Pack version there on the right. I think both versions have their place. I know some collectors might prefer to display the more basic version without any kind of gimmick, but you could always display the deluxe grenade lobber without the missiles. I think some collectors will find that's the best display option. For me though, since this line is all about playability and play value, mostly because my son and I actually do play with these toys almost every day, I personally dig the launching missile version a little bit more just because, one, I really like any kind of action feature like this, and two, I do think it looks cool with the brightly colored missiles here that are supposed to represent the training ammo that Izzy uses during that scene. Now, speaking of, I will admit that the included missiles here are a bit too magenta compared to the purple color the GUI training ammo is in the film, as you can see here from this clip, but the point comes across just enough. And again, I still think this grenade lobber weapon should have come with a deluxe Junior Zap Patrol Izzy, since she's in that suit when she uses it in the film. It just makes sense to me, but it ultimately doesn't matter too much since we got the weapon regardless, and that doesn't stop me from pairing it with the standard Junior Zap Patrol Izzy. As you can see, it looks pretty sweet. And then here's Izzy's laser blade striking action now that she's actually holding the laser blade. Looks really neat, works solid just as it's supposed to, nothing feels too loose or like it's gonna break here. Really fun stuff to bring some more action to playtime. Again, even though Izzy doesn't ever use a Space Ranger issued laser blade while wearing the suit in the film, most kids won't even care or notice that. And just as a reminder, or in case you missed my review, here's what the mission-equipped Buzz figure looks like in action compared to Izzy. See, it's similar, but Buzz has some of that twisty waist movement going on that Izzy doesn't have. Lastly, here's just a few comparisons. We have mission-equipped Izzy there in the middle, next to mission-equipped Buzz on the left, and the Space Rangers vs. Cyclops Clash Pack Izzy on the right. Next up, here are the two Space Ranger Izzies next to the mainline single Junior Zap Patrol Izzy. And here's just a closer look at that improved neck I was talking about. See, I just feel this deluxe mission-equipped Izzy's neck looks a lot better, it doesn't look as long, and it just looks like it's connected way less awkwardly, if you ask me. Okay guys, well that is it for this review. Those are my thoughts on this mission-equipped Izzy figure. It's definitely a figure I think a lot of you are going to want to pick up for the collection, especially if you don't have the Space Ranger Izzy from the $40 Clash Pack. And yeah, now I'm even that much more excited to get the upcoming Space Ranger Suit Mo and Darby figures coming soon, since it's going to be awesome to finally have the whole crew all geared up, and with Izzy here, we're that much closer. If you're interested, you can currently get this deluxe figure on Amazon for $18, link in the description, and as always, I'm really curious to hear what you guys have to say, so let me know your thoughts down below, subscribe for more Pixar toy news and reviews. Thanks so much for watching everybody, and I will catch you all in my next video.